Well, I'm Pastor George on Grace at the Gates, and I'm down at Del Boca Vista with the Seinfelds. Now, I'm in Boynton Beach at my parents' place. They got their pickleball or tennis courts, obligatory pond where they're scared to death of alligators that have never been in there. And there's some shuffleboard over there. But with family celebrations of Christmas behind us and all the cookies and meals and all that, I'm sure health is on your mind. It's on mine. And if you hear that leaf blower in the background, I can't get away. They're like mosquitoes around my head. They follow me wherever I am. Health. With the new year comes New Year's resolutions. A time to reboot. It's almost become comical and laughable at this point. You know, within a week or two, the resolutions are generally broken. But for our health, over the last few months, I've had, whether it be pictures I've had online or videos, and I've had people reach out to me either on the comments in social media or privately, like, what did you do to get into shape? So my first thought was, man, I must have really been out of shape for you guys to think I'm in shape suddenly. But my whole life I've yo-yoed. You know, I gain 20 pounds, I lose 20 pounds, and back and forth. 5 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds. Typically people have thought my weight and physical fitness must come easy to me. And really, I was a chunky kid. And it was through joining the cross-country team my sophomore year of high school that kind of set me on a course to pursue physical fitness and health, even though, again, it didn't come naturally to me, and most of my family are overweight. And so I joined cross-country of all things because all my friends were on it, and they said, you don't have to be good, you just get to hang out with us and you'll get in shape. And I did. But anyway, what this video I'm going to probably entitle, I'll see when I get to the editing, is 5 guaranteed tips for you to get into shape. And man, that's a bold claim. I'm not a fitness, health science person or anything like that. But in my experience, if you are doing these things and you haven't before, you'll get into shape. I'm not saying you're going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days or anything like that. But if you are doing these activities, the opposite of them, and you start doing what I tell you, I really firmly believe you will set a lifestyle change that over months will reap benefits. And so here they are. Eat less, exercise more. That's 2. No, I'm kidding. It's not that silly. I'm not even trying to be that silly. So I will give you the 5 tips. They're very actionable, very doable. They are not overbearing. I doubt anybody could tell me they can't do these 5 things. But before I get there, I want to talk to you about why this last year I did get into shape again, or new shape, or better shape. 2024 was an extremely stressful year. There was just a lot going on for various reasons, and the stress was creeping in. And I was 49 years old. And I always used to hear when I was a mechanical engineer manager in corporate America about these guys that would drop dead at 50 or in their 50s, you know, the Widowmaker or something. And, you know, they always say, well, it's stress. And I, as a young man, had denied that stress, mental, emotional stress and pressure had a physical component related to it. I was young and dumb, and I just didn't see what that had to do with the heart, for instance. Well, now, again, fast forward to 2024, under immense stress and pressure, and I mean, I was almost feeling like a pressure in my heart, my lungs. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if that's what hypertension is, but I would be sitting on my front porch trying to study the word or do some work on my laptop and just feel like a numbness and a pressure, and it scared me. And so we have an elliptical trainer in our garage. I got on it this one time and just with music on, just 45 minutes on the thing. And usually I'm on it for like 5 or 10 minutes if I'm going to lift weights or something. I do it before and after, but like just hardcore going at it, and just felt a release. It's almost like, you know, those old computers when they would be working too hard and they would start heating up, and you'd hear the fan in there kind of working overtime or something, and it has to release the heat. That's what I realized. And what I thought was, and again, this is my non-scientific sort of explanation on this, is we know we're not, you know, souls trapped in bodies. We are mind, body, soul. Not to get into the whole, is there 3 divisions or 4 divisions of the body or whatever. But is it 2 or 3 or 3 or 4? At any rate, we are interconnected beings. And so when something is causing us physical, emotional, or spiritual anguish, it very much has a physical effect on our bodies. And I finally learned that at the age of 49. And so I started exercising, and I started trying to figure that out. Well, 2025 came, and just the pressure cooker got turned up. I mean, I had double hernia surgery. I had 3 deaths in my family in 3 months. Both my grandparents and my uncle. A lot of change, obviously, and foreseeing a change in ministry and all this. And the stress crept up again, and I was finding less time to work out. And I said, man, I need to make a lifestyle change. I was also finding that I couldn't keep up with my kids anymore on the basketball court. My boys they're men. One's in college, one's a freshman in college, one's a freshman in high school. And even when I would take them skiing, my daughter and my 2 sons, I wouldn't be able to keep up with them. And so I wanted to, again, get back in some semblance of shape. And then add to that, my flexibility I was very tight. And I felt like I would pull tendons and muscles. And when you get tendonitis, I would get tendonitis and pull muscles. And when you get tendonitis, you know that lasts for so long. And so trying to think, what is a healthy way for a 50-year-old to work out regularly? To protect the joints, to be flexible, to get lean muscle mass, but not get too bulky, that it affects your joints and other stuff. And I looked up mobility exercises, and once you start doing searches, they know everything about you. They start sending you all this stuff. And I found chair exercises. And all this to say, I have an app on my phone that I can hit a few buttons, what parts of the body I want to work out, how long I want to work out, whatever. And it works me through exercises. And the beauty of it is if you don't have motivation to create your own workout or to vary it up enough, these apps do. They're timed, and they just start doing, and you start following what they're doing. Okay, so I've been doing that for most of 2025. I've gotten leaner, I've gotten healthier, I've gotten stronger. I still have flab, I still have a dad belly. I'm not saying anything like that. But then again, those pictures online or certain videos, and people are asking me. Okay, so I filibustered long enough, and want to share with you these 5 things. The first thing I'll say is, if you're eating any sugar, candy, stuff like that, cakes with frostings, and you're drinking regular soda, just stop. I mean, this is huge. If you do that every day and you just stop, you will immediately start losing weight. I guarantee it. That is just unnecessary sugars. I'm not telling you cut out all carbs. I'm not telling you even to alter your diet. You're going to be surprised. I'm not going to tell you almost anything about your diet except for that. Cut out sodas with sugar in them and cut out any candies, whether it be chocolate candies, gummy candies, sugary candies. Don't eat them. Cut it out. That's number one. First thing. So that's why, you're like, well, then eat something else and drink something else. Okay, drink seltzers, stuff like that. Carbonated waters, even ones that have some semblance of flavoring if it's trouble for you, if you don't want to go to like artificial sweeteners or something. All right, number 2, intermittent fasting. I knew a lot of people doing intermittent fasting, and I did a modified version of it that is very doable for me. So my understanding of them is they eat all their meals within, I'm not a exercise scientist, I've said this before, I don't know the full pattern of it, but my understanding is they eat maybe between like 12 and 5 or something like that. They only eat for like 4-6 hours a day, and the rest of the day and night they don't eat anything. Okay, that was too drastic for me. But what I did was, I don't eat before 10 a.m. and I don't eat after 7 p.m. In other words, I don't snack at night. And so if you snack at night, this will immediately help you lose weight. I basically guarantee it. I mean, you don't get anything from this guarantee except to say, if every night you're eating chips and cookies and snacks and cereals and whatever you binge snack on at night, just stop. But like I said, I do 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now here's the deal with it. There's a little bit of a method to my madness, I think, or what at least makes sense in my mind. So when I wake up in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, whatever time, and you don't eat till 10, your body is just whatever it needs to burn. It has to burn fat. You're not putting anything in it that it can burn new. So, and it needs to burn something. And so it's burning your fat. Now I will say I drink coffee, and so it's not that I'm putting nothing in it. And then at the night, as I've already said, the worst thing you can do is, and usually when you're eating at night, you're not eating healthy foods. If you're eating like chips and cookies and cakes and snacks and all this stuff, and then you go straight to bed, and it just stores it as fat. So the intermittent fasting. Okay, so that's 2. 3, exercise. I already told you about that. I found an app that helps me program in or select mobility and chair exercises. I can add in weights to that. I can add in equipment, or I could do it with no equipment. And I actually started doing it with no equipment, just getting the flexibility. And it seems silly when you're doing these exercises. My kids would laugh at me. I called them old man exercises. But over time, it really creates lean muscle mass in places you didn't even know you're working, from the stretches and the repetitive exercises. And then little by little I added weights in. But here's the key. Do it morning and night for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay? So, before you eat anything, And again, when you do it first thing in the morning, what is it going to be doing? It's going to be burning fat. And then this is my understanding of this, is once you raise your heart level and you get your heart rate up, it continues to burn, could be for hours. I read one thing that said up to 24, 48 hours. I don't know if I believe that, but it definitely continues to burn long after the exercise. And so here you've woken up, hopefully you've read the word, maybe you've done some work or whatever you want to do, and then you exercise for 10 to 15 minutes using one of these mobility or flexibility apps, or if you have no trouble defining your workouts, then do that. This whole episode is really for people struggling to find motivation and to do anything. So take it for what it's worth. And then at night. Now here's the thing. I've read some people, if they exercise at night, they have trouble sleeping. I don't, okay? But if you combine the fact that the last meal I'm eating at night is latest 7 o'clock, and I generally don't go to bed till like 11. If I get up and do another 10 to 15 minutes of exercise, say at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, I have this unscientifically proven in my mind theory, but at least it works for me, I think, that it's going to continue to burn all night. And I've looked online, and yes, you do burn fat at night when you're sleeping and your muscles are rebuilding. And when you do that exercise, you've raised your heart rate, it will continue to burn. And then you wake up in the morning, you do it again. So that's the primary probably thing that I did. So, I mean, I was never a soda drinker for step number one. I do snack on candies and cookies and stuff. And so just cutting that out. I was a late night snacker, so cutting that out. But then these exercises. So what is that? What number am I on here? The first one is cut out the sugars. The second one is intermittent fasting. The third one is exercise, 10 to 15 minutes morning and night. And of course, these are minimums. I mean, you want to do a half hour, an hour, go for it. The fourth one is vitamins and supplements. And this is complicated for most people to figure out what are you supposed to take, what's the right stuff, what's the good quality stuff, whatever. All I would say is, and I assume most of my audience are men, is creatine seems to be just a proven thing for decades at this point. Helping with repairing muscle, building muscle, the benefits. I think it even has some mind or brain benefits, whatever. So creatine every day. It's a little powder you can put in a drink. It's flavorless generally. Also a multivitamin specific for men. And, you know, I wouldn't just get the Centrum stuff off the shelf at CVS. Like, you know, there's been a lot of studies about men's health and testosterone levels, and overall testosterone levels in men have declined in Western civilization. And you're thinking testosterone and that's sexual health. Yes, testosterone is so much more than sexual health. It has everything to do with your metabolism, your body mass, your be able to build muscle, strong bones, clarity of thought. If you're having brain fog, which I've been having a lot of the last few years, increased testosterone helps all those things. So I'm not telling you to go out and get T injections or anything like that. I'm just saying there are men's supplements and multivitamins that help promote these things. I don't know if it's junk science, Shilajit and ashwagandha and all this stuff. I have no idea, but I've been taking men's multivitamins all this year, doing the creatine, doing the exercises, like I said. Okay, so that's number 4. And then number 5 is good sleep. You need good sleep. Good sleep gives you more energy throughout the day. One reason you may not be sleeping good is because you're not exercising. And if you exercise during the day, you'll probably sleep better. But have good and regular sleep patterns. Try to go to bed around the same time each night. Try to wake up around the same time each morning. And if you're a tossing and turning sleeper, a lot of that could be solved with the right pillow. And so honestly, I say this, I say it sounds jokingly, but it's true. My pillow saved my life. It changed my life. It works for me. And I still actually get up once or twice a night, but when I'm able to fall back asleep, go to sleep, sleep soundly. There have been plenty of nights that I've just had sleepless nights. And if you have stress keeping you awake, what I was doing for that was NyQuil. And even NyQuil came out with a non-medicine version. So you can take NyQuil even if you don't have a cold or a fever. And they actually even have a version for that. And I mean, I would not suggest doing that every night of your life. But seriously, if you're not able to sleep, I don't see anything wrong with taking a shot of NyQuil and dozing off. But I think if you're exercising, if you're creating patterns in your sleep that are routine, so your body gets used to it, if you have a good pillow, I think in general that's going to help a lot of those sleep things. Now, again, nothing I've said here is really, I'm not trying to back anything I'm saying with health science or give you medical advice, okay? I don't know if you have sleep apnea, that could be causing a problem. You might need a sleep study. I don't know if you have metabolism issues and you need special vitamins or need to stay off special vitamins. I don't know any of that, obviously. Now, notice what I didn't do. I didn't give you a diet to eat. I didn't tell you how many calories to count, how much portions to make, any of that. Basically, you can eat normally. Now look, I wouldn't go nuts. You know what's healthy and what's not healthy. But I really haven't changed my diet between those hours. And so that's kind of the beauty of this, I think. And again, I'm not, a health professional. I'm not going to be selling this online. There's no magic in it. But it's lifestyle changes that do seem to make a difference. 5 patterns for a healthier life that is not going to change your life in a week or even a month, but 4 months down the road. Well, I would say in 1 month you'll feel healthier, but 4 months down the road, you'll start to look at yourself in the mirror and you'll feel healthier. You'll feel like you have more energy. You'll start to notice things in the mirror, little muscles you forgot you had maybe, or less fat and flab in certain areas. Overall, you're going to be healthier. And that's what we want. I mean, the Lord cares very much about our bodies. Our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit. One of my favorite interactions with Christ was when they asked him what the greatest commandment was, and he quoted from Deuteronomy. And this can be found in Mark's Gospel and Matthew 22, and Mark, maybe 12, where Jesus says, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. Mark's Gospel says strength. And of course, when you go to Deuteronomy, I think it says heart, mind, and strength in our translations, but essentially your whole being, your whole being, and your being includes your body. That's why I love when Paul quotes in 1 Corinthians or Colossians or Ephesians, and even Peter says it in his own way, that whatever we do all to the glory of God. And so our bodies are one of the greatest gifts physically that God has given us. I mean, we literally call our ability to use our bodies gifts. And so care of our bodies, our health, our physical health is very important. And that's how we should view it. And if you don't have an appreciation for your body, for this physical vessel the Lord has given you that is as much a part of you as anything else, it is most often your bodies that are going to prevent you from serving the Lord and loving people the way you want to. Whether it be the deterioration of your mind, which is, as we all get older, we all probably struggle with that more and more. I know my mind at 50 is not what it was when I was in my 30s, unfortunately. Now, Dr. O. Palmer Robertson's almost 90 and his mind's sharp as a tack. But for whatever reason, I have brain fog, and I have other things going on that have made me recognize and realize the importance of a sharp mind. Our mind is part of our bodies. Our ability to do things physically will determine whether or not we can serve to our fullest, do things with our kids or grandkids if you have them to the fullest. So our bodies are important. They are, we're the hands and feet of Christ. I mean, even the body is used as a descriptor for how the church works. And so we should care about that. But at any rate, I think we owe it to our families. We owe it to our congregations if you're a pastor. And of course, it's a way to honor our Lord who gave us these bodies, and we could use them and are called to use them for his glory. So this is kind of an unscripted, although it's been in my mind, episode. I don't know how it'll go over. I'm recording it on my phone. So hopefully maybe the quality will be better. I know my audio has been a problem in my new recording location. I just haven't gotten it worked out. But I appreciate people listening. I appreciate the feedback on the podcasts I've been doing. And hopefully this one will be helpful for you. I don't know why. I'm going to go through it one more time. The 5 things. Number 1, cut out the sugars. Number 2, intermittent fasting. Number 3, exercise morning and night, 10 to 15 minutes. Number 4, take some vitamins and supplements. If you're a man, a men's supplement. And again, I think creatine is good stuff. And then number 5, good sleep habits. So there it is. That's 5 things to do that if you're not doing, I guarantee they will make you healthier. This is Pastor George for Grace at the Gates. May you have a happy, healthy, God-honoring, Christ-glorifying New Year.
The training of the next generation of pastoral leaders is of vital importance. The problem is that seminary is oftentimes incredibly expensive. You have to uproot your family, you have to go to another place where you're not plugged into a local church. What BTS does is it provides a way for people to continue in their hometown, continue in their present ministry, gain the tools that they need for pastoral leadership, be equipped for the work of the ministry for the long haul, and do it inexpensively but substantively. I love that about Birmingham Theological Seminary.